All right. Hello? All right, finally got this thing working. All right, so for now I'll be playing my favorite little childhood game here. I haven't played this in so many years. It's been a bit of a while. Last time I played this I must have been maybe
G'day, Julius. Now,
like
if
12
I
years old or
just
so.
reroute these
I used to have so much fun playing this. Played for hours on end. Surprisingly enough, I never got to 100% it.
this bill of
Even though I always tried to.
Listen,
Funny enough, this is the game that actually taught me that Australia is a real place. Back then I thought, whoa, this is the Outback? And I didn't really expect it to be a real place. I just thought it was kind of one of those fictional places that the game makes up to have a unique setting.
Yeah. I reckon those dunnies are a
Alright, this time for sure I'm actually gonna beat it. But this game really was a lot of fun back in the day. I had this on PS2. I actually still have it on PS2.
I reckon you could put them
I also have all 3 sequels, but the sequels were absolute utter not good. The second one was pretty good actually, in my opinion. But the third one was just absolute garbage. They changed it to be all super duper hardcore and edgy, but I like the good old lighthearted nature that the first one had. And the second one too, I guess. But the first one was a nice little collectathon that I really absolutely loved. I played this game to death back in the day. The second one kind of sorta too, but not as much. The third one I played once and then kind of abandoned it because they tried to make it all super hardcore, and I mean, I guess the mechanics they added were pretty cool, but Lanzin, hello, thank you for stopping by. I'm sure reminiscing about my good old days of playing this game on PS2. This is actually one of my first games I ever played. Must have been... Got it really young, like when I was 6-ish years old. Back in the day when I got this game, it was probably my first game, and to be honest, it wasn't even mine to begin with. It was actually my sister's. When my sister got a PS2, I just kind of mooched off her and started stealing all of her games. I actually ended up owning the PS2 more than she did. She wasn't a gamer like me. She didn't have, the gamer genes that I did. So it just became mine after a while.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard about this bloke who found 300 opals, then...
Is the audio okay? I'm kind of green at this, so I'm hoping the audio is all fine and dandy. Alright, time for our first taste of Australia here, the kangaroos. Now this is the PC version. I actually still have my PS2 version, but like I said, I played this game to death, so I decided to, buy it all over again. I actually found out that not too long ago they made a Kickstarter, and they're still releasing new stuff for this game, which I find pretty wild. I think Chrome, the devs of this game, are an indie studio, but yeah, I'm not too sure. All I know is recently, a little while ago actually, I saw that they're still making brand new commercials. Audio is fine? Nice. They're still making brand new commercials for this game. Can you believe that? This game is like 20 something years old, and it still has some life in it. I'm hoping they make a 4th game, or 5th game. They had a 4th game too, but that game was also not too good. I'm probably gonna end up playing all 3 of these because, as bad as they were, they still have a lot of nostalgia for me. Oh, that was disappointing. As far as nostalgia goes, I played my PS2 a whole lot back in the day, and there aren't too many games that I had on PS2 that are on Steam now, but the ones that are on Steam are probably, honestly, only this and the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom game. I played that too. I didn't actually finish it yet. I plan to finish it at some point, but
Yes.
I plan to 100% both this and Battle for Bikini Bottom, but
G'day, Julius.
I'm not sure if I'll have the patience for that. I'll probably do it, off stream. I hope to be able to, stream this game to completion rather quickly. minute. Oops. Get a little bit of water here. Look at this guy mean mugging me. You know, as much as I love this game, it has so many flaws that I'm pretty sure I'm just blinded by nostalgia for everything that's wrong with it. A lot of these, for example, these kangaroo tough guys here, they only show up for one level. And, you know, considering this game takes place in Australia, I would think they would show up, you know, at least as consistent villains. But I mean, to be fair, the whole game is just, you know, an Australian love letter here. I didn't know that frill lizards were actually a real thing until this game told me. One day I just kind of saw it in a, you know, a National Geographic book, and I was like, whoa, I saw that in game. Couldn't believe my eyes. Oh, these guys too. Purple crabs here, they only show up for one level and never again. They have the brown ones later on, but those guys are boring. This game really is Australia. It was also made by an Australian dev team, so, you know, they go full on, you know, stereotype with it, but according to them, it's, you know, that's how people actually are. You know, you can't stereotype if it's your own people, I guess. Everything about this game is Australian. Frill lizards, you know, the environments they have here, everything. Tasmanian tigers are apparently a real thing too. At least they were. They're extinct now, as far as everyone knows. You know, there's always the one guy sighting them in, you know, the middle of nowhere. Oh, I saw an Australian Tasmanian tiger. But yeah, the last one died, I believe, in 1929, something like that. Yeah, as much as I love this game, whenever I see it on Twitch, people are always speedrunning it. You know, which is fine. You know, people can speedrun this game, but I just want to occasionally see, you know, one person who doesn't speedrun this game. Ooh, this is that one. So that's gonna be me. I'm not gonna speedrun this game. I'm just gonna take my sweet time and enjoy it for what it is. More Rocky. Oh, Crash Bandicoot vibes, you say? Funny you say that. Back in the day, they had commercials for this game when it was brand new. It was at least around 2000 or 2001, around there. They had a commercial, sort of kind of live action one where Ty just strolls into a hospital with, you know, his boomerangs twirling, and he goes by a hedgehog, a bandicoot, and a dragon that are all in bandages, and he just kind of scares them with his boomerangs. So they really tried to take on all the, you know, the big mascots back in the day, and I can tell you it didn't work out. But, you know, A for effort, I guess. I'm probably gonna dig up that commercial. Let's see if it's still on. It's probably still on YouTube. Honestly, as far as old games go, it plays pretty well. It doesn't feel too clunky or anything. Camera's a bit wonky at times, especially when I jump, but, you know, still feels as good as it did when I was 6 years old. I used to have memories back in the day. This game used to give me, not nightmares, but, you know, bad dreams. I used to be afraid of all the I forgot I can't swim yet. I used to be afraid of all the frill lizards that were in this game because they just kind of charge at you from out of nowhere. Oh, this is another mechanic that they never did anything with. Look at the cool, turned into this cool, what's it called? They call it a bunny. It's kind of like a holographic monster that lets you roar and punch, but they only used it twice in the entire thing. They never explain what it is either. They just give you this cool power and it just disappears forever. But with the sequels, they kind of expand upon it, I guess. I just wish they did more in the first game. I'm actually surprised it did as well as it did back then. Commercials. Oh. Alright.
Well, it looks like today.
Well, you won't miss much. The level's practically over anyway.
You seem to have learned a thing or two. Oh, yeah, too right.
Oh yeah, too right.
You know, there's one other thing I could show you, but I don't know if you're ready for it yet.
Yeah? Well, what's that?
Well, a mate of mine who knows a mate who knows
Two
a
boomerangs
mate
to
who knows
glide.
another mate
Impossible.
says
Can't be
you
done.
can use 2 boomerangs to glide long distances.
How?
It's simple, really. You jump,
Man, I forgot how
then
long-winded
press
it gets
and
at times.
jump again to start gliding.
Right. Is that safe?
Safe as
Oh,
houses,
Slushy Water,
mate.
thank you for following.
See if you can glide across this gap to reach.
You're not
that
missing much. I'm
thunder
just getting tutorialed to death over here. Man, something I really love about this game is the music. This 2-Up song, this level, it just stayed in my head for my entire life. I hardly remember other parts of this game, but the one thing I remember always is the theme song for this particular level. It's just so catchy. Funny enough, this level, the whole theme song, the comfy feeling of it, is what inspired me to play guitar.
Okay. What's that
Oh,
for?
you think they're Aussie now? You have no idea. Some of the accents later on get a little heavy.
Win another thunder egg.
Right. I'll give that a...
So this level, or the song for this level, inspired me to learn guitar, but it wasn't until I was a bit older that I realized that it didn't actually have any guitar in it. I believe it was ukulele or something like that. Some other string instrument. It wasn't just the guitar.
I found it.
But you know, I had already bought one by the time I found out. But you know, cool skill to learn, I guess.
A mystic talisman. It's time to move out.
I haven't played my guitar in a while, actually.
Talismans to find.
I have a lot of musical instruments out in here that I kind of just collect and leave in my corner to gather dust. I have a guitar, an automaton, a stylophone, and a lyre. I love my lyre, actually. That's the only one I still consistently play. Makes me feel like a bard. See, as far as
Welcome to the
go out.
Great Barrier
I'm starting to collect the
Reef,
novelty
full of
instrument
beautiful fish,
collection,
friendly natives,
and
and inviting sandy
it's
beaches.
not on purpose. I just kind of
Beaut spot
tend
for
to
a
impulse
swim
buy
if
cool
you
little
know
instruments I
how.
see. I'm probably gonna end up buying more. I know I have a harmonica here somewhere. I don't know if I'd call that a novelty instrument, but alright, this is where I learned to swim. Okay, I'm not much of a swimmer yet, but don't worry, one little chit chat later I'll be a full-fledged swimmer.
Hi, mate. Good to see you again.
G'day, Rex. You saved anyone today?
Funny you should say that.
Saved anyone today in this
Now
abandoned
went for a
resort?
bit of a swim out near Danger Spike.
I don't think so.
Danger Spike.
Had a Tasmanian
Where's that,
tiger
Rex?
cover. I would love to do that,
It's
honestly.
a nice little
If
spot,
I could.
not too far from Shark Reef.
I'm not really too good at reading
Yeah.
music notes yet.
Well, anyway,
I could
she's
probably
an
play with
excellent
my
swimmer,
lyre if I,
but
you know,
She
took a
hasn't
few
come
hours
home
to
yet. I'm
practice it.
starting to get a bit worried.
The thing about lyres is
Truth.
I can't find any like
I'm on
actual
lifeguard duty,
playable
so could you
tutorials
have a look
online.
for
They're always
me?
like, oh, you have to reference this other
Well,
instrument,
I would,
and
mate, but
I'm a little
I can't
not too
swim.
smart when it comes to reading
Tell
music.
you what, I'll
I just
teach
kind of
you.
skip ahead to the
Follow me.
here's the tabs for this
When you're
one
in
song,
water,
and here's the tabs
press
to
the
this other
bite
song.
button to dive. Then tap the jump button to
A
start
dingo with a
swimming.
flamethrower. It has a dingo.
Okay.
Flamethrower,
Wish me
not
luck.
so much.
By the way,
A musician?
those
I'm not.
boomerangs
I'm an
of yours
amateur
won't
musician, I
work
guess.
underwater, but got
I
a
collect
present for
instruments
you that'll
and I
fix
tend to
that.
just fiddle with them a bit,
These are aqua rangs.
but I can't
I
read
found them
music
in an
notes. I just
old
kind of
shipwreck
muscle memory
years
the whole
ago.
thing.
They cut through water like a hot knife through butter. If you can dive under the water and grab them, well, then they're all yours.
You know what? I think I might actually do that. I'm probably gonna. At some point, I want to do some kind of music stream.
The aqua rangs work like regular
as soon as I learn how to
boomerangs,
play more
but you
than
can only
2
use them
songs.
underwater.
Right
Oh,
now,
and one other thing.
I learned how to play Bad Apple
Not a
on my
fish,
lyre.
mate, so
Actually,
keep an eye on your air supply.
that's my biggest achievement so
Yeah,
far for
thanks,
that.
Rex.
Use the aqua rang to hit this switch.
My 4 ears are,
It'll open
you know,
the shark
just
door
a
so you can
stylized
be on
choice.
your way.
These human ears are just,
Sweet.
you know, stapled on there for camouflage. Hope you like them. I think they're handsome. Right now I'm playing actually the hardcore mode of this game. You know, for a children's game, I didn't expect them to actually add a hardcore mode, which is if I lose all of my life, which is about 4 hits for this game, it ends up nuking my entire save file. I have to start
You've learned
completely
how to
over.
swim and use those aqua rangs.
I don't think I've ever beaten this game. I played it a ton, like I said before, as a kid, but I don't think I've ever beaten it without actually dying.
This is my
Time to start
mate.
now.
She'll show you the way to danger, Spike. Good luck, mate.
Hey, Ty.
Music
You can
sense.
swim faster by
I hope so.
jumping jump
I
buttons
can't imagine what I would do with
downstairs.
only 2 years.
Let's go find Elle.
You know, I was saying before, I learned how to play Bad Apple on my lyre. That's my biggest achievement so far, but funny enough, I haven't played any other... I haven't actually completed any of the Toho games. I really want to. I tried Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, but I haven't had too much luck completing it. I made it to the 5th stage. That was Pachueli, I think. I might be misremembering, but I made it that far and I just kind of got filtered along the way, and I ended up forgetting about it. A Toho enjoyer. I'm a Toho music enjoyer. All I know is the really nice music and the girls, I guess. I've only played one game so far. I really want to play the rest of them, but I feel compelled to play, or at least finish the first one, well, the 6th one, I guess, until I start the rest of them. And I play on normal. I refuse to be a casual and play on easy mode, but I'm also not skilled enough to play on hard mode. So I'll have to suffer through normal until I either learn it or give up again. And I just realized I'm not really paying too much attention to the storyline here, but it's just all coming back to me. It's pretty much muscle memory here. I used to be so afraid of these sharks as a kid. I never really had a problem with the sea until, not this game, but I can't remember what game it was. It was another PS2. I used to have a lot of PS2 games, mostly like children's games. But one of them had like the really deep ocean, and something about playing a children's game where you could just stare into the deep ocean and not see the other side just kind of scared me. I actually still have my PS2. I played it not too long ago, actually, less than a week ago. Last game I played on that was Rampage, which is a really, really fun game. I haven't seen a game like it. It's a monster game. All you do is just play a big old monster and smash up buildings and eat the civilians and fight against the little authorities that try to capture you, but I don't even know what genre it can count as. And I haven't seen too many games like it. I hope Steam ports it eventually. It was by Midway. I don't know if they're on Steam or not, but a bit of old childhood that I never actually managed to beat. Oh gosh. I haven't, you know, talking about that game brings back a really funny memory I had. First time I played that game, I must have been like 8 years old. And when I played that game, I played it at a neighbor's house. I used to have this neighbor kid that used to just barge into my house every morning during the summer, and he would be like, "Hey, let's play," and I would just be like, "Leave me alone, I want to play video games." But he wouldn't take no for an answer. I would get dragged out with all the neighborhood kids and be forced to play. I would be forced to be normal. But one day he invited me to his house to play video games, and I was like, "Video games? Alright, let's go." And he played that game. We were playing Rampage, and so we were playing it for a while, and he had to step out. His mom was calling him for whatever reason.
Yeah, good.
And he was like, "Oh, you can just go ahead, play without me." I was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So I played for like 10-15 minutes,
Yeah, that's
just
right.
by myself there, and then he comes back,
he a
and he's just in his
sweetheart?
towel. Completely, you know,
Well, I better get home so he
naked over
stops
there.
fretting.
And it was like,
Righto then.
why are you in your towel? He was just
By
like,
the
"Oh, don't
way,
worry about
I
it."
found
So
this
we
on
just
the
started
way.
gaming. He's still
Want
in
it?
his towel, and for some reason, this kid just decides to just take off his towel and start playing naked. He doesn't do anything. Like we're like 9-10 years old, so it doesn't mean anything back then. But it was such a weird experience. He was my neighbor friend for a while, and I just realized I haven't actually done anything. Gotta go back there.
Welcome to the Great Barrier Reef, full
Bro,
of
what
beautiful
do you mean, bro?
fish, friendly
Little-
natives, and inviting
Nudity among
sandy
friends.
beaches. It's a beaut spot
What, you never
for
been
a
naked with your
swim
bros
if
before?
You know
Come on
how.
now. see if I can still do the
So,
races here.
Ty, are you up for a race? See if you can keep up.
Alright, let's race. Uh-oh. Oh no! I'm rusty. I'm not as good as I used to be. I can't remember much of this level. It's too big. One thing I remember is this level is way too big. I said I was gonna 100% it, but I don't think I have the strength to do that. This level is way too big, and I remember getting lost so many times. Not just to like actually make it from point A to point B, but to actually collect all the collectibles that were in here. I'm falling behind. Alright. I'm drowning. Oh gosh, I hate this camera so much. Alright, it should be easy going from here. One thing that was always needlessly impressive about this level that they always showed off in like the trailers was this incredibly high cliff. I think it's pretty cool. It just shows off the big old map, but I never understood why they just had the need to have all this empty space over here for no reason. I still love this game though. Man. Much as I love this series, I'm so ashamed that this studio, the Chrome Studios, the ones that made this game, never did anything else. They had another game called Blade Kitten, which is just, it was a 2D platformer with a cat girl, and I swear, the first time I heard her voice, she sounds exactly like Marceline from Adventure Time, and I really could have sworn it was her first time I heard it. I even went to the trouble of looking up both characters, you know, aliases and everything, see if it was her. It wasn't her.
Cool.
Might play that game one day. But as I was saying, they never did anything with that other series. I really wish they did. They made a comic about it, at least the main artist made a comic.
I need a favour, mate.
They also made a chapter 2, which I still haven't played. I haven't even beaten the base game. I had it for like 4 years now. I really should.
Yeah, and
Well, anyway, she's an
It
excellent
wasn't
swimmer,
too much of a fun game, but it was stylish at least.
I'm starting to get a bit worried. I'm on lifeguard duty, so could you have a look?
Wait a minute. This guy's asking me to find his wife again, even though I found her already. Alright, time to get lost in the ocean. This level is way too big. You know, I don't know. I know this is based off Australia, but I don't know if this in particular is supposed to be the Great Barrier Reef. I don't know. Well, I know a bit about Australia, some of which I learned from this game actually. But the old PS2 graphics here don't exactly let me know what is supposed to be here. I don't know how many water mines that real Australia has, but I always thought it was pretty neat. Every single level here seems to have some kind of mechanic that never shows up again. Look at all this empty space. Oh. Alright. I don't know how big real coconuts can get, but I always wondered how small Ty must be to just be able to stand on a group of 3 coconuts and just be so much smaller than them. These things are enormous. I don't know how big real Australian coconuts are supposed to be. I think there are some animals that are bigger in Australia than they are elsewhere. Or... No. Never mind. I'm thinking of the Galapagos. Never mind. alright, I'm not gonna bother. Everything is bigger in Australia. If anything, this game makes everything look smaller in Australia. If those are coconuts and these are coconut crabs, then how small is Thai? I don't know if they're coconut crabs, I'm just assuming. Alright, truth be told, I don't think I have the patience to run around this level as much as I'm doing right now. I can't remember. Can I teleport? I can't teleport. Oh. Oh well, I'm still gonna have fun with this anyway.
Careful, Ty. These eels look pretty nasty.
Eels? Not an escalator to be found. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna play the fun level instead. I'm sure I have enough to progress. Should be fine. You know, it's this game that actually taught me that Australia has like a million different biomes. I always thought that it was just a big empty, well, not empty, but a big desert that just goes on for miles. There's eventually a level that is exactly that, a level that just desert that just goes on for miles. But I never actually thought that Australia had rainforest. I don't know if water slides are real, not like this anyway, but it always fascinated me. I always wanted to live there simply because of this. A lot of culture in this game that I learned. I still love the music for this game. It's not my favorite, this song in particular, but I just still love the music. Ooh. This is actually the level with the dingo. She doesn't have a flamethrower, but she does have a truck.
G'day, Ty. Our good friend Shazza can get herself into a pickle sometimes.
There she is, there she is, Auga!
Has broken down at the end of the forest road.
You know, it's like my title says, as a kid, I played this game a lot, and I actually did have kind of a crush on Shazza there. But, nothing ever came of it, thankfully. I just kind of ended up moving on to other, superior animated girls. Personal favorite of mine was Misty from Pokemon. But later on, when I played the other games, she really didn't affect me as much as she did when I was a kid, thankfully. I ended up being more of a Pokemon enjoyer instead. Man, I really want to play the new Pokemon games. What was it? Scarlet and Violet, I believe. I haven't been keeping up with the Pokemon too much. Well, I have, but not the newest one. Last I played was Sword and Shield, and despite all the not good looking maps that it had, I really enjoyed it. I'm not really hard to please when it comes to video games. I just kind of like what I like, and you know, even if it's bad, I like to have a good time with it. You know, looking back, a lot of the games that I had weren't exactly good. Most of the games I had as a kid were either cartoon or movie tie-ins. I had a lot of those, you know, movie games. I had, let's see, I had the Madagascar game. You know, the DreamWorks Madagascar movie. I had the SpongeBob movie game. I had a personal favorite of mine, Open Season. You know, back then I couldn't tell that none of the voice actors were the ones from the movies, but they were a lot of fun.
Listen,
what else did I have?
before you tackle this water slide,
You know, speaking of SpongeBob, I had a lot of SpongeBob games. Thinking back, I had Battle for Bikini Bottom. I still have that game actually. I have it on Steam too, and I decided to buy it again. I had, what other cartoon tie-ins did I have? I had the entire Cartoon Network Racing Ensemble cast. For a racing game, that game was actually not good. It didn't have any voice acting or anything, which is probably the one thing you would really expect from, you know, a super amazing crossover game. I was incredibly disappointed. I had, what other cartoon games did I have? I had a load of SpongeBob games. I had the Lights, Camera, Pants, which was just cheap Mario, well, it wasn't cheap actually, it was pretty good. A Mario Party copy. And my disc got scratched. I was so upset when that happened.
G'day.
It's not like unplayable, but if I try to play the story mode,
Need a favour, mate.
well,
There's a flock
it's not
of
much of a
cave
story
bats
mode,
in
but it
there.
lets you create your own movie, which I thought was really, really novel at the time.
It's nearly the
But
wet season. And
every
we
time I
need
tried to
move
do
them
it,
out
it just,
before
you know,
caves flood.
the disc would
No
seize up and
worries.
it wouldn't allow me to play. I could only play the mini games by themselves, and that's it. Very disappointing. Aside from that, I also had the SpongeBob, what is it? The PS1 version of SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. And, you know, I don't have a PS1. I never had a PS1. And when I bought it, I didn't realize that there were different numbers of PlayStations. I bought it and I was like, I'll enjoy this just as much as I enjoy my PS2 games. And I didn't realize that PS1 games can't actually save on the PS2. That was a whole lot of heartache every single time. I thought my disc was broken, but I just kind of, you know, had to suck it up. What I ended up doing instead was every single time I would play, whenever I would turn off the system, the PS2, I would always end up losing my progress whenever I booted it up the next time. If I tried to, you know, continue where I last saved off, it would just start me over. So what I always did was I would just marathon the entire game from start to finish. You know, as a kid, it was a lot harder than, you know, it would be now. Right now I got the gamer gene, so I can just, you know, marathon it if I really wanted to. And it's not a long game either. It's 3-ish hours. But it was just agony as a kid. I had to leave the system on overnight plenty of times. And I wasn't exactly allowed to do that. My parents would get mad. So I would have to game in secret. But when I finally managed to beat it for the first time, I was so proud of myself. Probably my biggest gaming achievement yet. As far as video games go, I haven't played too many of the really essential good ones. I haven't played a single, like... What I really want to play is horror games. I haven't played many horror games yet. I've had, what was it called? Resident Evil 1 for a while here on Steam. And I haven't gotten a chance to play it.
There's a flock of cave.
I mean, I played like the first, what was it, like the 10-15 minutes of it, like up to the point where you encounter the first zombie. I can't remember for what reason I had to stop, but I stopped and I just kind of forgot about it. That's a problem I have with video games. I just tend to play them, and even if I enjoy them, I just tend to forget about them. Oh gosh, inverted controls. Didn't even notice. Oh, well, whatever. Speedrunner. I've never actually tried to speedrun a game. I should. I have a lot of games that I have like dozens and, well, hundreds of hours in that I could probably speedrun if I tried. I'm not really too good with, or should I say, I'm not really that patient. Oh. I just remembered, talking about SpongeBob made me remember a game that I absolutely loved as a kid that I played just as much as this one. I had the Rocket Power Beach Bandits game. Rocket Power, you know, that show from the early 2000s, which was about those surfer dudes in California that did a whole bunch of extreme sports. That game was far better than it had any right to be. You know, you see this game, well, you see the series about, you know, extreme sports kids, and you would expect, you know, the game to be about some extreme sports or something similar, right? But they had this whole convoluted eco-terrorist plot about fighting big corporations and, you know, stealing the sand back from you know, their city. It got wild. It got really, really crazy, and it was such a ridiculous and fun game. If I can figure out how to emulate it, I might play it again here, actually. I don't care if anyone watches it. I'll watch it. I'll play it for my own enjoyment. going a little too fast. I'm still in hardcore mode. If I die, I lose my full progress. Oh. One hit left. Oh. Ooh, frame drop. I can't tell if this is just the game being old or my frames drastically dropping. I remember this though. I remember that wild turkey chase giving me a big old headache when I was a kid. I will say though, I'm down to my last sliver of health, so I'm just gonna go chicken mode for a bit and just exit and come back in. Yeah, I heard it all before. Alright, this time for real.
G'day, Tom.
Reminds me. Turkey, bat, tree, truck. Alright, I got my plan. You know, for this being my favorite game, I haven't actually played too many collectathons. I played the SpongeBob one, as I said. I had Mario Odyssey on my Switch. I let my sister borrow that and she never gave it back. I gotta demand that thing back. It hasn't been really high on my priority list, but I still want to play it someday. Man, my Switch is just gathering dust, honestly. The last game I played on that was the new Legend of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild sequel. I haven't beaten that either, honestly. But the problem of me not completing games just continues over and over. I'll get to it eventually. For now, I'll just relive my nostalgia with this one. Oh. Alright, I remember, we go down here. I still remember so much of this, even though it's been a few years. Got that muscle memory still intact. I always wondered what kind of cave these things were. Like, they look very, very muddy, but at the same time, they look very squishy. Kind of like organic cave. Hello. One thing I never liked about this game is that they never give you much of a backstory. They give you the whole backstory, like, at the end. Apparently, he was raised by... little Ty here was raised by those little caged fellows that I find around. But they never tell you that. They just kind of, you know, oh, those are my friends. And thinking back, the story is a little peculiar for this game. The whole story is about a bird hating those, you know, those filthy mammals. So he decides to banish them all to pretty much the Shadow Realm. It's literally just a universe of nothing. They don't really explain what it is. It's just emptiness where they float forever. Pretty cool. There's supposed to be some kind of hidden actual Australian lore. Like, this game is heavily inspired by actual Australian lore. Well, to a degree, I guess. But one thing that I learned from this game actually is something called the dreaming, which is I believe the, you know, I'm probably completely wrong about this, but what I think it was the creation of the Australian people. I'll have to look it up later. I just remember it was in this game and that it was cool. But then they kind of mess up the whole story somewhere along the line and just make it some kind of war universe. Man, I'm still bitter about the third game, honestly. It was so not good. There we go. We fly. Go, my brethren. Ah, I forgot I'm supposed to point him in the right direction. Man, they're taking their sweet time. You know, this reminds me, I actually saw a real baby bat the other day. I used to think bats were really like scary. I've only seen them in those the documentaries that always show off their, you know, the really scary looking ones. But I saw an actual baby. Well, I assume it was a baby. It was really small. And are you kidding me? I saw a real bat, and it was like a little tiny, just a little tiny weasel thing. It was just a ball of fluff with a big nose at the end, and honestly, it was kind of adorable. I used to think bats were scary, but I know some of them really are. But the one I saw was really nice. Bats are testing my patience. Okay, it's time for real. Alright, I'm not strong enough. I can't handle these bats going back and forth another time. I hate bats now. They're carnivorous bats? Like meat eaters or bloodsuckers? I mean, I assume it was a veggie bat. I don't know the difference yet. I'm not too well versed in bat biology. I know that the bloodsuckers are usually scarier looking, but I don't know. I don't know too many species of bats. But the one I saw was really nice, really small. Probably a cute veggie bat. How much I remember about this game, I don't remember where any of the objectives are. Just follow the map, I guess. Hi. You know, in my this game has a whole bunch of different animals, but there's a whole bunch of animals here that I see. I've seen them at the zoo around here. I've seen a wombat before. I didn't expect them to be not a wombat. What was it? Let me see. One of the little, not kangaroo, but the little critters that hop around here. I want to say wallaby, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. Man, marsupials are wild. Have you ever seen one of those things inside the pouch? Those things are kind of scary looking. They're all hairless, but like the umbilical cord is on the outside. Kind of neat. I used to love studying animals back in the day. I used to have this magazine series. I'm not sure. Well, it wasn't a mag. It was like a children's tabloid, I guess. It had a bunch of animals, you know, artistic representations of animals that made them look all cool and scary, even the ones that weren't actually scary. But it had real animals mixed in with fake animals. Not fake animals. What are they called? Cryptids. There we go. They used to have like an issue of you know, the deep sea scary anglerfish, and on the other side would be like, oh, the mysterious yeti. I'm trying to think of the name. It was one of those the kind of children's books you would see like on the commercials, and they would be like, order now and you'll get this many books free on the tiger poster. One thing I remember about this game is this chicken run here being such a pain. Oh, there we go. I still got it. Alright, I remember now. I remember now. This is where the giant boulders fall. Up there's where I saved my lady friend. Oh. I'm not as pro as I used to be, I guess. One thing I really remember about this whole series is every single game they always change voice actors. That always kind of disappointed me. But one thing I really thought was neat was that Sheza, the dingo that I'm about to meet here, well, not in this game, in the, I can't remember if it was the second or the third game, she had the same voice as Tsunade from Naruto, the dub version, of course. And when I heard it the first time, I was like, whoa,
Oh, shivers.
that's her.
Oh, time.
Back
I'm
then, I
glad
didn't
to
have
see
the the concept
Would you
of
mind keeping those blue tongues off
people
me back
playing
while I fill up my
the
watering
same,
bottle?
well,
No worries.
people playing different
Thanks,
characters
Possum.
but using the same voice. That was wild to me. Man, I was so
Hit the boulders with your...
thinking about Naruto makes me mad. I used to love it so much. The part 1 Naruto was so great, but part 2 was just such a big drop off for me. Let's see, it was right around not the pain arc, but right before then was when it got not good for me. Uh-oh. Right. What was I saying? Yes, my beef with Naruto. In the part 1, I used to love it because it used to be so cool. It used to be just about these pretty much child soldiers, you know, using martial arts and whatever little bit of ninjutsu they had. But part 2, it just turned out into like complete Wizard Wars. That was so disappointing for me. I mean, it was still kind of cool,
Thanks heaps for what
but
you did
it just
back there,
became like
Possum.
who has
worries.
the
By
bigger
the way,
explosion
I found
by
this in
the
the
end.
creek. You want it?
I always think that the part 1
Well, I better get a move on.
tuning exams were
See you
the
soon,
peak of the series.
Possum.
Always. I haven't actually finished watching the entire Naruto series. I mean, I finished it, but everything I got was from the Storm games. Those games are great. Those are the only arena fighters that I'll actually ever enjoy. Man, speaking of arena fighters, one thing I always hate is every time that a fighting game is announced for a series that I enjoy, usually an anime series, it's always an arena fighter game. You have no idea how disappointed I was when they announced a Kill la Kill fighting game, and then it only turned out to be an arena fighter. I was so disappointed. I bought it anyway because I love the series, but I was just so upset. Same with what was it? Jump Force. When I heard about Jump Force, I was assuming it would be, you know, this cool, super amazing crossover, like, you know, Marvel versus Capcom style, but it was just another arena fighter. I still enjoy arena fighters, you know. I like turning my brain off every so often and just mashing one button to win, but just once I would love a real fighting game. I guess Fighter Z, the Dragon Ball fighting game, did, you know, scratch the itch for a while, but I like it for a series that isn't Dragon Ball. I really love fighting games. I'm not too good at many of them, but I really do love them. My favorite, well, the one I've spent the most time on would probably be Skullgirls. I don't play it as often anymore. Another one I really love was Soul Calibur. I love the series as a whole. I've played 2, 4, and 6. Yeah, 2, 4, and 6. But I was always terrible at them. I'm not too good at 3D fighters. I'm better at 2D fighters than I am at 3D ones. I have I actually went through the trouble of buying an arcade stick just for the sole purpose of playing fighting games, even though I'm only actually good at one of them. I've been trying to get good at Guilty Gear. I'm nowhere near good enough. I need a lot of training. I like playing at, well, I actually haven't decided my main yet. I like zoners. I tend to play zoners in fighting games more than, you know, actual upfront characters. I know that, what's it called? I know that the latest fighting game that everybody's loving is Street Fighter, but I haven't actually played much of Street Fighter either. I haven't bought it yet. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. But I'm not too well versed in I had the other Street Fighters, well, 4 and 5, but I haven't played any of 6 yet. I don't know much about it. All I know is that I saw the new characters, they look cool, but I haven't gotten a chance to playing them yet.
Well,
you know, I never noticed it before, but a lot of these missions are kind of padded out. Not padded out, but they're very repeated. All of them have the race challenge at the end, the collect 300 little opals, and the, what was it called? The find your 5 family members. I mean, I guess it's fine. I never noticed that as a kid, and the levels are big enough to explore and get everything else, but pretty cool.
I reckon you've earned this. Whoa, you beauty!
Beauty. Oh. Alright, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. I think I need 12. I can't remember if it was 12 or 15. Oh, I might have enough for a new boomerang now. I really do love how they just commit to the whole Australian thing and just, you know, your only weapon will be boomerangs. I can't believe I missed this. How did I not notice? Something interesting I also found out from this game was that these things, what are they called? Thunder eggs. It turns out they're real gemstones. I never really knew much about gemstones as a kid. I still don't know anything about gemstones. But this is one of the... This game taught me a surprising amount about, you know, the things that there are in the world. Speaking of gemstones... What was that one stone called that's supposed to bring you good luck? I had a salesman trying to sell me a bunch of... Not a salesman, but like, I went out to a... What was it? A mall, and I went by this little kiosk that had a bunch of little tiny gems for sale. And the sales lady was trying to tell me, oh, these will bring you good luck, these will, you know, help, what was it? I can't remember what she said anymore. You know, restore your vitality, seal your inner chakras, and bring you inner peace. I always thought that you know, that stuff is pretty cool. Not the gemstones, but you know, being able to find inner peace through just little items like that. I always had like a fascination with how the brain just, you know, you can tell yourself, this stuff is really helpful. So it's gonna bring me peace. I think that's neat. Alright, what am I missing? Platforms. Oh, I already got that one. As far as I can tell, I think I should be good on getting enough for the boss fight. Let me see. 6? Never mind. I think it's high time for me to get a new weapon. like I was saying before, this game is way too huge. But I guess it allows me to enjoy the music a bit more. I just wish they explained what everything was.
Oh my! You've found enough golden cogs, haven't you? These will be perfect for my latest invention. I call it the Cogulacious
water there?
Boomerangerous Extrapolator. Ty,
Excuse my creaky chair.
it's a machine I designed to create cutting-edge techno-rangs. Oh my! This is very nice. It's a zoomerang. The zoomerang
Alright,
has
we
a
zoom in now.
built-in telescopic aimer. Press the Ty's view button to activate it. Use the movement stick to aim and the camera.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to see if I could skip that one dialogue. Anyways, I got the sniper right now. Ooh. Oh, these things. These things. I saw them in a zoo once. I want to say they're wallabies, but I can't be like too sure what they are anymore. I can't remember, but they were pretty cool. I used to love going to the zoos as a kid. I haven't been to a zoo in ages now though. One zoo that I went to that kind of surprised me was what was it called? It was a local zoo, and one thing that surprised me is they had gator nuggets. I didn't know that alligators were edible. I found that really interesting. I always thought they were like not endangered but protected or something. I can't imagine hunting an alligator for food. Surely there must be better things. Ugh, it's fine. I gotta go to the big level. Yeah,
Welcome
alligators.
to the
You can eat
Great
alligators
Barrier
apparently.
Reef, full of beautiful fish, friendly natives,
I don't know
and
why,
inviting
but
sandy beaches.
I remember the
It's a
exact thing
spot
I
for
ate.
a
They were
swim
gator
if
nuggets.
You know how.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess they could also be served in like not fillets, but just, you know, long strips, chicken style. And when I first ate it, I didn't even know it was alligator. It wasn't until after I finished it that somebody told me, "Oh, hey, do you like your gator nuggets?" And I was like, "My what?" He was like, "Oh yeah, your gator nuggets." And what bothered me about it was they were alligators on display right there at the zoo too. So part of me thinks I was eating the, you know, the exhibits, and yeah, from actual alligator meat. Really surprising, you know. I guess there's nothing that humans won't eat. I recommend it though. It was pretty good. At least I think it was. Where am I going? Oh, I remember now. I remember now. What's another animal that I thought was protected that can be eaten? Oh, it's not an animal, but I found out that what's it called? Cattails can be eaten. You ever go to like a swamp and you see those
My sweet little angels have
long
wandered off
plants that look like
exploring.
sausages on a stick?
Now I can't find them
So
anywhere.
it turns out if you
Please, can
those
you
things are like
help
full
me?
of not cotton but a similar substance inside, and if you try to like bite into one, it'll explode in your mouth and you'll like choke on it. I haven't tried it, but I've seen videos of people eating them. They call it the forbidden corn dog. But it turns out those things can also be just, you know, fried up and eaten like I guess a regular hot dog.
Yay!
Speaking of which, I'm getting hungry myself.
Thank you.
I haven't had my snack today. I had these nice little lava cakes in my fridge that I haven't gotten around to yet.
Hi.
I am so upset. I am so upset that Domino's raised their prices for the lava cakes. You know, they were already, what was it, $6? for 2. No, $5 or $6, something like that. And then they had the gall to raise it up to $8 for 3. I mean, I guess you get more, but I don't want to pay for more. I just wanted my 2, and now I have to forcibly buy 3. I don't like it. I just wanted my 2. Now I have to spend more. Alright, here we go. Oh my. Absolutely disappointing. You know, this, I found out that geysers actually can't be stepped on. It turns out those things are full of boiling water. I didn't know this. Not only in this game can you like ride a geyser, but also in Toontown, the old Disney MMO. I used to love that game. You can ride geysers in there. And one day, we were on a vacation. I can't remember which geyser we were seeing. It might have been the, what was it called? The Old Faithful geyser. I can't remember where it is, in Colorado or something. And I was like, "Hey mom, can we go ride it? I saw it on the in the game. It looks cool." And it wasn't until then that I was told that those things are full of boiling water, and I can't actually ride those without, you know, boiling alive. I was very disappointed that day. Took away my innocence. Speaking of Toontown, I used to love that game so much. I used to play so many MMOs back in the day. There was, let's see, I used to play that one. I could never get into RuneScape, even though like everybody was like, "Oh, this is the best MMO ever." Everybody seemed to love RuneScape, and it was fun. I did play it, but I could never like well, not competitively, but like get far enough to, you know, not be completely new and bad at it. I used to just explore the whole maps, and I would always end up getting killed by, you know, whatever random mob was passing by. I know old school RuneScape is still up, and I really should try it sometime. Make up for all the lost years. Another MMO that I used to love was Fusion Fall, that old Cartoon Network anime style MMO. I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but that game was so much fun. It died a good while back, and it got revived, and then shut down, and then revived again. I'll be honest, when I replayed it, it wasn't that good, but I still remember having a blast when I was playing it, way back in the day. And because I enjoyed it back then, I'll say it's good. I don't care if I don't enjoy it now. I have my fond memories, and that's enough. Okay then. I remember now. I remember now. I remember as a kid, this one took me ages to... What the... Okay. I remember as a kid, this one took me ages to find. There used to be a bunch of holes here that used to just lead to the secret cave that you were just supposed to, I guess, accidentally stumble upon. I never found it until like many years later. But I was so proud of myself when I did. And I guess it was worth it because there's like a really cool pirate ship around here. If I could find it. There we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Pirates ahoy! Oh, it was a tugboat. Never mind. I always wondered. This place is just a cove in the middle of nowhere. And there is no civilization like by this boat anywhere. How did this boat get here? And better yet, how did it sink? There's nowhere to go. Oh. Rude. There we go. Oh my gosh, these things keep tackling me. It's okay. One thing I learned about this game is that you can cheese it easy by just going up and then going back down. Fills up your whole health easy. I feel like kind of a cheater for doing that on the hardcore mode, but whatever. Where was it? I know it was around here somewhere. There was another thing I could do around here. I want to make it to the boss in this stream at least. For how long I remember it being, this game is actually not that long. Could probably beat it in maybe 6 or 8ish hours if I really put my mind to it. I won't, but you know I could. Oh, there it is. Thunder egg on a nest. Haha. Okay. This time I surely have enough to, well, as soon as I collect all those seahorse kids, surely I'll have enough to make it to the boss. These guys remind me, I've never been scuba diving. I've always wanted to go. Scuba diving is one of those things that I always thought was really, really scary. But, I mean, it is, I'm not gonna deny. But it's apparently really, like, amazing to do if you have, one of those, not reefs, but one of those, you know, really nice, shallow areas where you can see all the different kinds of fish and all the different kinds of, coral or whatever is on the seabed. I want to do it at least once. Uh-oh, I am lost again.
Stay out of the way of those sharks! They're big meanies!
I can't remember who the voice actress is of that seahorse. I think she was really, really famous. Not famous, but somewhat well known. I think this entire game went the whole Australian route, you know, having everything be done by the local people there. Not the local people, just, you know, people from Australia. And then they move on to the second and third games and they just go, you know, worldwide. Not that I mind, but I just wish they stayed with a consistent voice cast. That reminds me, I never saw the cool view of the whole entire map that I was talking about. They showed it off in the what was it called? Like the trailer for this game, and they made a whole big spectacle like, oh, this is so cool, you could see the entirety of Australia here. And it was, admittedly, it was pretty neat when I saw it for the first time. I just wish it wasn't so long-winded. Here. Whoa, look at that gamer view. I was over there. Hang on a minute, let me see. I was over there. You see exactly where the map starts and where the map ends. Wait a minute. I knew it. There was somewhere to go up there. Something to do. I can't remember what it was, but I'll figure it out. Alright. There we go. I see it. There's something over here. I can't remember what it was. But the map is telling me to go here. Alright, somewhere around here. Oh, this thing. This thing makes me collect 300 of those little opal things, and if I don't, I can't get the special item. Which is very annoying. I always skip that one in particular. I mean, in these early levels, well, not this one maybe, but in the early levels, it's not that bad collecting all 300 if you just, you know, follow the lines that they give you. But later on, it just gets absolutely terrible. Pure agony collecting them all. Alright, let's see. I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 of them. You know, it's... I had a thought in my head and it just completely escaped my mind. It's not worth it, it's not worth it. This level is too big. Over the platforms, tree, the bat. Oh, I never did the race. Alright, I could do that, I could do that. How many do I need? 4. 4, let's see. I can plan for this. 1. Oh, this won't be fun. 2. Alright, I'll go through this one in the tutorial level.
Oh, smell that fresh rainforest.
I always like the pre-level art. The ones that they show on the loading screen. It turns out the artist made a comic for this game. I haven't read it yet, but I know that during the this game got kickstarted actually, and during the Kickstarter they gave away one issue of a 1-chapter comic of this game. It was pretty neat looking. Took place after after every single event of the entire series, but it looked pretty cool. I'm surprised that 20 years later it still has support. I tried being an artist. I really respect the people who, you know, commit to the grind to doing all that. The last artwork I completed must have been, well, 2 years ago. Since then I've just been, you know, starting and stopping. Usually, you know, I lose motivation. But, you know, one day I'll do it. One day, mark my words, I will complete something amazing. I always wanted to make a comic my own.
Wow, you won.
I don't know about what, but I just
You got lucky as
have the
all.
motivation to draw
Well,
something
fair
really
is
nice
fair.
and share it with people.
Next time I'll beat you. Sweet.
I just hate grinding the fundamentals though. It's so difficult. I'm especially terrible at hands. I mean proportions in general, but mostly hands. I wonder if I still have that old drawing I did. I mean, I know I have it, but I don't know if it's completed. I like digital art more than, well, I should say I'm more of a digital artist than a traditional one. But you know, I can appreciate a good artwork from either one. I'm not too well versed in the old-timey art styles, but I do know that there are plenty of old paintings that look really, really nice. what was it, the Nouveau style of paintings, the ones where they're really, really brightly colored, but not like traditionally. They look digital, honestly, but they're not. I think they're neat. Honestly, my exposure to art has been very limited. I usually just see it on whatever fan page of whatever I'm looking at is, but there's plenty of artists on Twitter and I'm sorry, X, and there's plenty of artists over there. And when I made my X account recently, I was blown away by the sheer amount of how many there were. I even get recommended some that just draw things that I've never even seen before. I've got that one already. I tried to learn 3D art before. Not 3D art, but 3D modeling. I could never have the patience to do that, honestly. I prefer 2D art far more. I actually tried to make a 3D model of me before I actually started decided to just get a 2D one. Very difficult. I also tried to rig it myself. It was pretty fun actually rigging, but I finally understood why, you know, some people charge so much to rig a model. That stuff takes hours. It took me a couple of hours just to like make a few blinks, and those were very, very primitive. So when I see someone charging, you know, 300, 400, I'm like, that stings the wallet, but I see exactly why they charge that much. That stuff really does take hours. I've gotten 3 so far. If I can get all 300 of the opals, that would be swell too. I don't think I'm gonna, but it would be nice. I'll do that in 2-up. I know that for sure. Right now I'm going for the bounce tree. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Oh. Boink, boink, boink. Yes. Whoa. Who's you? Alright, I'm really close. I might be able to get the 300 right here. I see boxes. I'm close, I'm close. Oh no, not like this. Not 9. Oh, came a bit quicker than I expected it. Aw. Alright, this time for sure. No, I'll just ignore her. She doesn't need me anymore. Gotta be right here somewhere. I know it is. It's fine. I still got 2 hits left. Oh, hello. Gotta be some. Oh, there we go. Ooh, 10. I got all of those collectibles at least. Oh. Well, not that. But these things. You see these plants? I can't remember what they're called. They're actually really, really huge in real life. It turns out they're also extremely, extremely stinky. I thought that was pretty neat. I saw one in a book once. Must have been like a National Geographic or something. It was pretty cool. They're really, really huge. And like bigger than a human. Really, really neat. Haven't seen too many big plants. But the ones that are really big are really neat. Alright, around here somewhere. I know it. No! Alright, soon I'll unlock the next part of Australia. You. One more. Oh. Hello? Oh, nothing here. Oh, box. One. You know, those outhouses are supposed to be where I'm supposed to respawn if I die. They're not really much use to me now. Now that I'm just gonna, you know, lose my save file if I die. But I guess they are nice to see. Here. Gotta be here. Right? This is it. This is where my last couple of boxes must be. Has to be. No. I'm just back at the slide. Excuse me. Okay. There we go. Oh. I just had an epiphany. I know where the last ones are. I think I know it anyway. Gotta be the slide. I can't go back. Alright. Okay, never mind. I was completely wrong. Well, I got my 2 here. I guess I could just go back to the tutorial level and finish up that one. I just wanted to do the cool level before I pack it up for the day. I'm committed. I'm gonna do it until I reach the boss level. I have confidence, I have faith. Well, actually... Not you. Wasn't there... Box, please. 2? They're just taunting me at this point. Oh. 1? Oh my god. This is where the true tragedy comes in. Having to search this entire level for one measly little opal is just cruel. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I'm strong enough. Alright, tutorial level it is.
This bill.
Alright, let's see here. I've gone through this countless times already. And just today alone. But it's fine. 1 minute. I can do it. I can do it. Here? Not here. Oop. I know it's around here somewhere. Alright, I'm not being very chatty. I gotta fix that. Aside from collectathons, this game is a platformer. I haven't played too many platformers. At least not 3D ones. I played a fair amount of 2D ones. Last one I played was Wings of V. That game was incredibly difficult. I have a soft spot for those kinds of overly difficult yet highly rewarding games. They're not really rewarding, but you know, you just feel a nice sense of satisfaction when you finally complete them. I like those. Anything else that I've played recently? Oh, I saw Overwatch is coming to Steam now. I'm not much of an Overwatch player. I'm more of a Paladins player myself. Might play that on stream sometime. But that's what my preference is.
It's about time you got here. I was about to go home.
Thanks, Maury. Let's see here. Box, please, please. This is like the third time I've done that. I just want to collect my 300 opals without having to trek across the level a million times. Oh? Oh? Alright, after this one there'll be one more. Finally! Alright, time to go monster mode. Hello? Oh, I didn't realize I was still on this thing. Oh, perfect. Alright, that should be enough, that should be enough. There we go.
Jolly good, Ty.
Yes, thank you.
You've collected enough thunder eggs to power the machine. Let's give it a go, shall we? Outstanding! Simply outstanding!
Happy Blaze 2 energy
the
can
energy
do
levels are off
exceed
the
it.
scale, and yes, I've got a lock
I never
on
knew
one of
those
the
words on the
talismans.
screen were legible.
Stand back, Ty. It's coming through.
Alright, finally boss time. I always love how they just shove you into this without telling you anything. You're just up against the boss. You know. Thanks. You're just up against the boss with no warning at all. Alright, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Like that. I didn't find out until I was much older that these are termite mounds. I just thought they were big old rocks. Just, you know. Yeah. I guess I'm also messing up somebody's farm, but yeah. Come on, piggy. I will not lose, I will not lose. I only have 2 lives left anyway. Oh. Oh. I don't remember him being this difficult, honestly. You know, I've never seen termites in real life. I've seen pictures of them online, but I've never seen what they actually look like. They look scary. I don't know how big they're supposed to be, but from pictures I've seen, they look really, really big. I'm not much of a fan of bugs in general. The last time I had a bug in my house was a really, really long time ago. I can't stand the sight of a single bug anywhere near me. I keep my area extremely clean just for the sole purpose of never attracting an insect. Actually, that reminds me. So, I don't like insects, and I don't like anything small or creepy crawly anywhere near my vicinity. That includes frogs or lizards or, you know, anything small like that. When they invade my home, I feel violated. But it reminds me, one time when I must have been, I don't know, 17 or 18. I was in my room. I was sleeping. I was getting ready for bed, and I was just, you know, up late at night one day. It's over. It's over! Unintentional, but as you can see, I have lost my save file. You'll love to see it. I guess that'll wrap up for this one. I'll get him next time, I assure you. But, for now, I guess I'll end it here. I'm gonna finish my story, though. I was 17 at the time, and I was getting ready for bed. So, I'm just, you know, there laying in bed, on my phone, ready to go to sleep, and I just hear a noise, like, in the darkness. Just a little... that kind of noise. You know, and... you know, I just kind of stop, perk my ears up, look around, see what's going on. I don't see anything. And I just keep hearing it. I turn my lights on and I still don't hear anything. I'm starting to think it's a ghost at this point. You know, my house is haunted or something in my walls. But so I just turn on my lights and I look everywhere until I can, you know, pinpoint exactly where the sound is coming from. It's coming from behind my door. I don't know what could possibly be there. I'm thinking it's a ghost at this point. So I just, you know, open the behind of my door and I see a giant frog there. Now, I'm not good with frogs. I'm not good with anything creepy crawly, like I said. A moth? No. I don't like moths either, honestly. But it was a frog. And this frog was kind of big, kind of fat, very horrifying. So, in my panic, I just, like, it's behind my door. I can't, you know, close my door anymore because it's, you know, scrambling to get away. It almost touched me, the poor little thing. But I don't want to kill it either because, you know, I don't want to have a frog splattered on my wall. So... I did the manliest thing possible, you know? I called my mom. It was the middle of the night, dialed up the phone. I was like, Mom, help! There's a frog in my room. Help, please. So she has a few choice words for me, but she gets, you know, a shoebox, captures the little thing, lets it out, and then I'm like, thanks. And she just, and then off to bed we go. Ever since then, I just, like... I make sure to go to sleep early. The last thing I want to do is hear some kind of horrible noise in the middle of the night and see it's a frog or a lizard or something else that's horrifying. A harrowing experience, but, you know, fun times. Anyway, that's my story, and that's it for this stream. Thanks for coming. Hopefully I'll try to stream tomorrow, but more than likely the day after. Tomorrow I'm not sure, the day after probably. But thanks for coming, and I will see you all next time.